This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall make an appearance to the delight of onlookers. A warning is issued for Guy Fawkes celebration as plenty of residents snap up fireworks. And the local branch of a national welfare organisation explains why it needs public help. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. The city is hot with royal fever as hundreds of people have been turning out to see Prince Charles and his wife Camilla. They've had a brief but busy tour of the city, and those who waited to catch a glimpse of the regal pair were rewarded for their patience.
Arriving to a standing ovation, the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall were welcomed to the city by several hundred excited royal fans. Dunedin was the first South Island stop on the pair's national tour. It was a visit many in the crowd were eager not to miss.
I've seen Wills and Catherine, we saw them as well. So, it's just nice to keep up with tradition.
We just got word, we're like, this is so awesome, so we want to come down here and see, what was going on.
I love to see them when they come to our country, so it's a very special moment.
It's really awesome to see because it's like seeing a celebrity, like a Hollywood movie star.
Police officers were peppered throughout the crowd and its surrounds, but the pair's railway station stop was relatively drama-free, with officers keeping an eye on a small protest group, although Prince Charles ended up addressing a controversial topic.
I hope you told our Prime Minister we don't want to change our flag.
I don't know. Is that what you think?
The Prince and Duchess slowly made their way to Toitu Otago Settlers Museum, where they were welcomed in traditional Māori style. Their visit was a short one, with the pair scheduled to attend events around the city. The royal couple didn't stop for media interviews, instead taking the time to talk with the public. They'll spend the rest of the day in Dunedin ahead of the one scheduled rest stop on their 6-day itinerary. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Local hotels are among the best in the country, as shown in the results of an industry survey. Dunedin hotels have an average rating of 83%. Bluestone on George is the highest ranked hotel in the city and the second best in Otago, the South Island and New Zealand. Data has been compiled by global search and comparison website Trivago. Every year it conducts the New Zealand reputation ranking for hotels. 9 of the top 30 establishments in Otago are within the city. Results are based on user ratings and reviews from more than 250 booking sites. Local fire service representatives are warning residents to be cautious when using fireworks. Tonight is Guy Fawkes and locals are buying and setting off fireworks in celebration, and they're being warned of the risks.
Sparking an annual celebration. Residents are taking advantage of the 4-day sale limit of fireworks in preparation for Guy Fawkes. But the fire service is urging locals to be careful when using the explosives.
Make sure that the kids are safe and they're not near the fireworks or they're not lighting the fireworks. And just be aware of where you're lighting them too, because we don't want them fireworks in bush or long grass or anything like that might cause a vegetation fire.
Fireworks sales have been booming over the past few days in the lead up to Guy Fawkes night. But even stockists are erring on the side of caution, ensuring all sales are safe and buyers are responsible.
The sales were limited to 18 years and older. The other thing we'll do is if people are going to be stupid with them, we won't sell them to them.
Since restricted sales were introduced, the number of associated fires has dropped significantly. There's been 400 fewer call-outs to Guy Fawkes incidents over the past 8 years. Firefighters say that's promising, but they're not becoming complacent.
In the last a few years, we've been very, very fortunate in that the number of fireworks calls that the fire service attends is trending downwards. We're hoping that's going to continue this year and this weekend as well.
So far in the lead up to this year's Guy Fawkes, there's been no associated call-outs locally. And rainy weather over the weekend is expected to diffuse the potential for problems. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
A $1 million winning lotto ticket sold in Dunedin has yet to be claimed. It was the only First Division winning ticket in this week's lotto draw. The ticket was sold at Centre City New World, netting the owner $1 million. Lotto staff say they're still waiting for the ticket holder to come forward and claim the prize. Powerball wasn't won in this week's draw. The country's largest animal welfare organisation is appealing for help against a backdrop of increasingly strained resources. The SPCA relies solely on community donations to care for thousands of animals, and local staff say the money is essential in tackling the consistent demand.
Highlighting the plight of those without a voice. SPCA Otago staff and volunteers are getting out and about around the city for their annual appeal week. It's the organisation's biggest fundraising event for the year, providing much needed money.
We're a charity group that receives no government funding, and to give our service to the community and save the animals of the Otago region, we really need to raise funds. The demand outstrips the supply in terms of animals in need.
Every year the organisation releases a list of shame, shining a light on the country's worst animal abuse cases. No local incidents have made this year's list, but SPCA staff say the city isn't getting off scot-free.
We're lucky in Otago, and especially with the rural aspect of it. People love their animals around Dunedin and Otago, so we are quite lucky. We still see cases, we just haven't had any that we've needed to prosecute in the last year. So unfortunately things still go on, but we're here to deal with them.
The SPCA Otago site is home to hundreds of animals, including the usual cats, dogs and bunnies. It's costly looking after so many animals, and staff are hoping to top the $20,000 raised during last year's appeal. They say the money's essential as their workload isn't getting any smaller.
We would also respond to, say, 3,000 other call-outs in the field. That's steady year on year. It's busy enough.
The appeal is coinciding with Guy Fawkes and the organisation's calling for a nationwide blanket ban on the sale of fireworks. It's one step in the fight to ensure the safety of the nation's animals. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, how an artist in residency program is helping local children and students put pen to paper in a novel way.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games, pre-loved needs, vinyl records, 45s and DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook. We're opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices are just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, you're guaranteed a treat.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Pellet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pellet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years, built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
Ever-ready mowers and chainsaws, Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs, no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4 552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Welcome back. The cost of fuel is on a downward slide and has reached its lowest point in more than 6 months. Falling commodity prices and a strengthening New Zealand dollar are being credited for the price drop. In October, fuel costs fell a total of 8 cents per litre. Petrol is around its lowest price since April at just under $2 a litre. Diesel is costing just over $1 a litre, which is its lowest point since February. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 2 points. It's now at 6,074. The ASX 200 is down 62 points. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is down against the Australian and the euro, but we are up against the greenback, the yen and the pound. This is a creative week for many local children who are involved in an artist in residency program. It's being run through the West Harbour Arts Charitable Trust, and trustee Ian Landreth is here to talk about it. Good evening.
Oh, good morning. Good evening.
Good evening. How does the artist in residency program work?
It's been running since 1998 and it runs out of Port Chalmers School. And every year we have a different artist who comes in and works with the children to create a parade on the Sunday. And since we've taken over in the last 3 or 4 years, we've involved other schools as well and early childhood centres.
And who's the artist this year?
This year's artist is Levity Beat. Normally we get an artist from the local area, but Levity's got such a great reputation that we've brought him all the way down from Golden Bay.
Which schools are involved?
This year we've got Sawyers Bay, Purikanui, Port Chalmers, and we've got Port Chalmers Kindergarten, the Kopatai Childcare Centre as well.
So how do children learn through this program?
Well, it's great. They're just exposed to an artist and his skills, and this program this year is a music focus, so children are learning to play along to a beat, they're learning to sing in tune, and just to put it all together for a performance.
Now you're part of the West Harbour Arts Charitable Trust. What is the Trust's aim?
The aim is to spread the arts throughout the West Harbour area, so we go all the way from Ravensbourne up to Purikanui, and we want children in the area to experience a variety of arts.
Tell us a wee bit about the parade at the end of the program.
Yeah, the parade starts at 12 o'clock on Sunday. We leave from the Port Chalmers Town Hall and we walk down the main street of Port Chalmers, and we end up at Port Chalmers School where we put on a performance. Each class, each group will have a performance for the parents and the public to watch.
Is the Trust planning on continuing the program next year?
Definitely. This is our 19th parade, I think, and we'll just be carrying on every year.
Have you got an artist already lined up, or is that in the making?
No, we'll just get our way through this one first, and we'll start thinking about that as soon as that one's been completed.
How is the program funded?
We apply to a variety of charities, Otago Community Trust among one of them, and we've also last year had a very successful art auction where local artists donated artworks, and we made about $12,000.
Tell us about some of the artists that you've had over the years.
Last year we had Jessica Latin, who was a drama specialist, and we acted out the settlement of the peninsula. We've had Mark Sharma, who have created paper works, works of art out of paper.
Oh, Sounds wonderful. West Harbour Arts Charitable Trust Trustee Ian Landreth, good luck for the parade on
thank
Sunday.
you, Rebecca.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, why local students are writing novels to tight timeframes, and some light is shed on the way forward for the SDHB.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL Digital Console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility Scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
This year's Oamaru Heritage Festival's theme is Alice in Wonderland, celebrating the sesquicentennial of its writing. Join us in Oamaru November 11th to 16th. See www.vhcu.co.nz for details. And don't be late for this very important date.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's Oat Singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's Oat Singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's Oat Singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. Local writing enthusiasts are teaming up to complete their own novels. It's for National Novel Writing Month, and University of Otago students are getting involved by creating their own work, and they've only got a short amount of time to do it.
Racing against the clock. These avid writers are celebrating National Novel Writing Month by creating their own pieces of fiction in just 4 weeks.
Our involvement with it is kind of like us against the clock. 50,000 words, 30 days. It's just short of 2,000 words a day. And yet I've seen people just in the last few days who are writing 3,000 words a day.
It's part of a wider international scheme that's aiming to get people channeling their creativity by putting pen to paper. At the University of Otago, students are using the opportunity to become social writers and test their literacy skills.
Who can write the most in a 10-minute block and throw lollies at each other for various achievements like who gets the most, words in that 10-minute block, or who has the most interesting word for the day. So it's about having fun and being social and not being a shut-in, stay-at-home, alone at your desk kind of author.
National Novel Writing Month offers an opportunity for young authors to have their work recognised. Nick's recently published her own novel and says it's a great way for aspiring authors to fast-track their career.
A lot does come out of it. Some people just do it for themselves because it's fun. Some people do it with the intention to publish. Some people are like, let's just see what happens. And some of those people who just want to see what happens, they end up publishing novels.
People in 575 different cities worldwide are taking part in the event. Nix is hoping local involvement has an impact on the international stage. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Long-awaited details about the future direction of the Southern District Health Board have been made public. The Commissioner in charge of the board has released a work plan, and more information has also come to light about changes to hospital food. Otago Daily Times health reporter Eileen Goodwin is here to tell us more. Good evening.
Hello.
What are the main points in the work plan?
The main points in the work plan is reiterating a lot of the values of the board, what the board hopes to achieve, things like putting the patients at the centre of everything we do. There was a little bit of bemusement about the plan when it came out, or one page of it, because it did resemble a mission statement a little bit more than a plan, and a lot of the goals are repeated from previous kind of aspirational documents.
Is there any indication of how this plan might affect staff?
Well, there's nothing really firm that follows from it, like a consultation process as such. But even though, as I said, that there is some bemusement about it, kind of just repeating what's been said in the past, there does seem some hope that perhaps it's more genuine this time. And the comment that's been made by the Nurses Union is that it feels as though the really tight budgetary pressure to get rid of the deficit is gone, and they can actually give effect to some of these things they need to do, like improving the culture, which has been a major problem around in the
How
past.
does this plan aim to improve healthcare for residents?
Right, so it talks about things like increasing care in the community, but to be fair, all of that stuff is the direction of travel in the whole health system through all DHBs. So it's not really specific, and one of the issues with the plan is it's hard to know what's the actual problem they're trying to solve with this document. So while it probably does change things for patients, that's where things are going anyway.
And hospital food is changing?
Yes, so Compass is in there now, they're running it. They're running it as per usual at the moment, but they're restructuring. The staff are in the process of needing to reapply. About 20% will lose their jobs, and you really need to feel for staff because they've waited about 2.5 years for this very long process to grind on.
Is the plan expected to affect staff and patients?
There will be the changes to food, like the Meals on Wheels will be trucked frozen from Auckland to the south, and then there'll be kind of the food will come as components for the patient meals. We don't know quite what that will be like at the moment, and the major supplier, Cairns, is still waiting to hear if they have a contract and what the extent of changes are for them in terms of what they need to provide to the kitchen, or indeed if they're required at all.
ODT health reporter Eileen Goodwin, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Prince Charles and his wife Camilla have been meeting and greeting dozens of locals on their brief but busy royal tour of the city. The fire service is warning residents to be careful with fireworks as locals are taking advantage of limited sales for Guy Fawkes. And SPCA Otago staff are appealing for public donations so they can continue caring for animals as demand remains consistent. And it's time now to find out what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Barry Stewart's with us. Barry, has it got a royal theme?
Absolutely it has. We were very excited about the royals in town, and I think Dunedin people were as well. Our reporters were out and about following Charles and Camilla. We also talked to the woman who managed to give Prince Charles a kiss.
Oh, good work.
Yeah, well, yeah. Marketing wars, another story. Marketing wars. Dunedin schools are spending up to $50,000 trying to attract pupils. And a problem for motorists. Dunedin's parking machines will not accept or are not accepting the new banknotes. Have you noticed that?
I haven't. I don't typically use them, to be
usually
honest.
you have notes, but
No, it will
there you go.
change.
But that problem is going to be solved. They're on to that. Big grants for Dunedin researchers in the Marsden Fund, so that's pretty exciting. And in sport, we pose the question, why do so many good coaches come from the south?
Excellent. Do you answer that question?
Of course we do.
Well, that is the most important thing. I look forward to seeing what the answer is.
Exactly.
Thank you,
Read
Barry.
our sports pages tomorrow.
That's tomorrow's ODT. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir. Well, it's time now for a brief look at local weather. And around the city today, the central city recorded 13 degrees along with the gardens, 15 degrees out on the Tyree. And Dunedin tonight, it's going to remain fine. We are expecting a low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow, fine and sunny with nor'easters and a high of 15. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. And low tide tomorrow morning is at 7:15. High tide follows shortly after 1. And fishing conditions are not expected to offer good returns tomorrow, so we say don't do it. Well, that is local news for Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.